ADHD. What does that word mean to you? Think about that for a minute and pause this video. I am going to assume that you're done thinking. ADHD is a mental health disorder that is described as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. This does describe some forms of ADHD, but as this person I follow on TikTok, his name is @ConnorDWolfie, please follow him for no copyright, renames ADHD with a much more fitting name. Dave.
Need to find a new name for ADHD. Why? Turns out they don't actually have a deficit in attention, they just can't regulate it. That explains the hyperfocus. It seems to be more of a regulation issue. Like with their sleep, it's either too much or too little. Everything they do is kind of just all or nothing. And they're only either understimulated or overstimulated. And they lack dopamine. So what about dopamine, attention, variability, executive dysfunction? Dave? Dave. Love it, write it down.
As you can see, his excellent interpretation of ADHD stands for Dopamine Attention Variability Executive Dysfunction. This name makes sense, as people with ADHD do not have a deficit in attention, they just cannot regulate it properly.
Now, this may all be true, but you might believe that, hey, ADHD is not neither a big problem, or it is too much of a problem, so that people with ADHD should be detained instead of offering them help. Both schemes are false. ADHD is not a mental health issue where people are throwing bombs everywhere and wreaking havoc among the community, but neither it is something you can just overlook. People with ADHD have a problem with regulating their focus, which causes them to fall behind in major projects and be very disorganized, which leads to them becoming very behind in life. This is a very large problem, as there are several smart people not only in our widespread community, but there are several people that we know who had ADHD and are very intelligent people who get behind because of its condition.
Please tell us in the comments what kind of topics you want us to talk about and what games you want us to play along the way, as we won't only be talking about ADHD. Our goal is to create a safe living environment for people with ADHD. And we can't do that just by talking about ADHD. We have to involve people. So please tell us what content you would like us to see and create for you guys. Bye!